So I want to give you guys a closer look at something I did every single morning when I was getting ready for the Boston Marathon. Dynamic flexibility. It's a great way to prevent getting injured, keep your body loose and feeling good and ready for those training runs you're going to be going out on.
Figure maybe start out with what we kind of started with our normal routine, which would be the frontal leg swings. Good. So in the frontal leg swings, all you're looking to do is create, have something where you're going to balance with your upper body. What you're doing is internally and externally rotating the leg through the frontal plane, which means out in front of your body. What we're doing is opening up the adductors and internal hip rotators as he comes out, and the external hip rotators and abductors as he comes in. Starting with a nice smooth motion and keeping it flowing and dynamic and easy. He'll gradually work through any joint restrictions that he may have by just kind of rotating through. Anywhere from kind of 10 to 20 leg swings is a great start. Don't forget to do your other side there, Ryan. So you can show a couple on the other side just to keep it smooth. Great thing to kind of get a feel for, am I more flexible on the right side or the left side? Keeps you paying attention to it, really opens up the joints so that when you're landing on that first steps of the run, nice soft landings. Good. All right, so the next one you got is what we call the sagittal leg swings. So in the sagittal leg swings, it's pretty much a flexion and extension of the hip. So we'll tend to use, again, a balance just to keep you upright and so you don't have to overwork the balance. The leg is swinging forward. Muscles are contracting of the abs as he clears out the posterior chain of calf, hamstrings, glutes, and up into the low back. On the hip extension side of the leg swing, stretching out quads, hip flexors into the low abs. Same idea, 10 to 20 leg swings, keeping it nice and smooth. He's not forcing it, keeping it easy. And remember, again, make sure you're doing both sides. Great, that looks good. All right, so frontal leg swings, sagittal leg swings. Now what we really like to look into is really deep hip rotators. And the deep hip rotators are activated by in our dynamic exercise of doing what we call a hurdle mobility routine. So this is what we call our hurdle trail leg pull through. The idea of this exercise, as you see with Ryan, he's bending the leg and rotating it through a range of motion as if he's going over a hurdle with that working leg. So when we try to train an exercise like this, because it's easy to move the hips up and down, we'll start at what we call a Tai Chi speed. It's really good just to kind of teach the brain how to activate the muscles because most distance runners, they've got really tight hips. So we'll start with Tai Chi speed and then gradually work it through once he's fluid with it and he has the motion down and progress it faster and faster and faster. But it's really easy to start slow. If you haven't done it in a while, start it easy and just kind of keep it basic. Great, that looks good. Same thing, make sure we're working both sides all the time. So now to work the posterior chain of the hip rotators, where we're going to get a little more work on external hip rotation, glute extension, we do this same exercise, but now we do it backwards. So we call reverse hurdle trail leg pull-throughs. So in this case, lifting up with the hip flexors, internally rotating the hip this time, pushing the foot out and back, and gradually climbing over that hurdle. The fitter you get, the more flexible you are, the higher the hurdle you can climb over. How's that feeling, Ryan?
Good.
Good. I think you'll find that, with some of these exercises, hey, I'm better on the front side than the back side, or the in than the out. And it's all about motor skill development, and a huge part of motor skill development is reteaching flexibility.
Yeah, and I think, Coach, I really learn a lot when I watch myself do it. So I think maybe the first couple times you do this exercise, maybe look in the mirror and get to see exactly what he's talking about. Maybe I'm more flexible on one side than the other, but these are going to be really great to add to your arsenal of stretches. They're going to keep you healthy and fit and out on the road feeling good.
Great.